I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Samantha once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Dan. Thank you so much. You can send requests pretty much anything through either my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Fast Getaway from 1991. I almost said 81. But this is 1991, starring Corey Haim. You also have Leo Rossi. You have Cynthia Rothrock, Marcia Strassman. Pretty decent cast. I mean, a cast that I do like these people. Meaning, I miss Corey Haim. I was a Corey Haim fan. I love this film. This is a childhood favorite. Even though there's some flaws like the monster, but I really like Watchers. Again, childhood favorite. Really like Corey Haim in it. Lost Boys, License to Drive, among others, and of the Coreys, he was always the one I liked more. Although I liked Feldman back in the day, but I was always more of a Corey Haim fan. And again, I think what happened to him was tragic. Sad to see that he's not with us anymore. So yeah, I always liked Corey, so it's nice to see him in a movie. And it's a movie I've heard of for a while. Leo Rossi, I know he was in the Relentless films, but I've seen the first one, but I haven't seen the sequels. The sequels are hard to get on DVD. I think they're out of print now, but there's like 4 of them or something. He was also in Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. It's a small supporting role, but he was entertaining in that. He plays Corey Haim's dad. They're a father and son bank robbing team. They're working with 2 other people, including Cynthia Rothrock, who she is a martial artist from No Retreat, No Surrender 2, among many other movies. And Cynthia Rothrock was never the best actress, but she's a really good martial artist. Sadly, she's very underused here. It feels like she's barely in the film. Like, she's in it a bit at the beginning of the film. She pops up a handful of times in the middle, like 2 or 3 times, and a little bit at the end. Her martial artist is not used to much ability because for the most part the person she's fighting is at the beginning is Leo Rossi, who's, I like him as an actor, but he's not a fighter, or beating up Corey Haim in the back of a pickup truck. So it Cynthia Rothrock is underused. If you're going into it for her, you're not going to get a lot of it. Marcia Strassman plays this woman who knew Leo Rossi. You come to find out she's much more important than that. She was the mom in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Sally, she passed away quite a few years ago, which is too bad. But I thought she's a good actress. Now, this is a movie that I thought was okay at the end of the day, because it's a comedy that I didn't find hilarious, and it's an action film that has some nice beats, but it's not tremendously action-packed. Now, it's a short film. I mean, it's on YouTube. It's only an hour and 20 some minutes. There's a couple of decent action points because it's directed by Spiro Rosados. Spiro Rosados is mainly known as a stunt coordinator. He coordinated the crazy stunts in Maniac Cop 2, Darkman, The Ambulance, even films like Cameron's Closet. Nowadays, he works on a lot of the Marvel films. He worked as a stunt coordinator on the Captain America films, a lot of the Fast and Furious films, especially the later ones like Fast 5 and so forth. I think he was a stunt coordinator on Constant Island. He gets a lot of work on big budget projects nowadays, but back then he was stunt coordinator. Like I said, Maniac Cop 2, The Ambulance with Eric Roberts, Cameron's Closet, others. This is one of the films he directed, and there's some decent action bits. You know, there's a decent car chase at the beginning after they rob a bank. I like the idea of a father and son bank robbing team where the son is a hostage, pretend to be a hostage. So Cynthia Rothrock, Leo Rossi, and them, they go into the bank. They take Corey Haim hostage. It's like, hey, you want me to shoot the kid? It's not loaded, but they get the money, they leave, and then Corey Haim's the navigator as they're being chased by cops. I don't know if you need the banjo music playing during it. I would prefer like a better musical score or a rock song, not really banjo type of music. I'm like, that works if it's Smokey and the Bandit, but not really this. Just saying, but at the end, there's some decent stunt sequences where, for example, Cynthia Rothrock knocks Corey Haim off the back of a truck, and there's a big piece of wire, and he grabs it, and it gets caught. Corey Haim, or his stunt double, is being dragged along this thing of wire, this mesh of wire, being dragged behind the pickup truck. Real stuntmen putting their bodies on the line and doing it for real, because you cannot get more real than real. But even with the actors, like, there are points where Cynthia Rothrock is pushing Corey Haim against the pickup truck, and they're on the road, and even that little bit can be rather dangerous. But it doesn't have a ton of action. And like I said, the comedy, I don't think it's hilarious. I don't mind Corey Haim and Leo Rossi together because I like them as actors, and they're playing off back and forth. You get the idea they care for each other. Like when Cynthia Rothrock is beating the shit out of Leo Rossi, and Corey Haim stops it and tells him to go. This is early on in the film. Go our different ways. And then Corey Haim's like, hey, maybe we'll do something, and then you can stop dating women who beat the shit out of you. And Leo Rossi, the kids with him too. Again, not all the humor works. Like, Corey Haim goes undercover in women's clothes. And it's just weird to see Corey Haim dressed in drag. And it's also weirder that his dad gets his kid to dress in drag. It's to be a hostage in a bank robbery, but it's still just kind of weird. And spoiler alert, when you find out what happened in the past, it gives the film a very weird, dark vibe that's not going for, but it's unintentional. Spoiler alert, they do a job, they barely get out of there, they get onto a bridge, they both rappel down, did decent stunt work. Leo Rossi's like, we're done, it's over. Corey Haim's like, oh, we could go to this place called Webster. No, we're not. But then he lets the kid drive. The kid drives to Webster. They decide to do this bank robbery anyway. Cynthia Rothrock is there, calls the cops on them. Leo Rossi gets arrested. He calls someone he knows, Marsha Strassman, and Corey Haim meets up with her. Later on, you find out that Marsha is Corey Haim's mother. And apparently, Leo Rossi stole Corey Haim when he was 4 fucking years old and did not tell the mom where the kid was. Think about that. This dad stole his 4-year-old kid. Because, well, Marsha, you're seen in, I figured you didn't want a kid to you down. And she's like, she doesn't know anything about it. And then the next 12 years, you taught this kid to rob banks. Leo Rossi's a piece of shit guy. Character-wise. Not the actor. Character-wise. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Like, he's the villain. Like, he's kind of the main villain of the movie unintentionally because of that. Because think about it. Imagine if you read this in the news. You know, back in the day when you had newspapers. Or you saw this on the news. Or you read this on an article on the internet. This man stole his son when he was 4 years old, and throughout the next 12 years taught him to rob banks, and even one point made the kid dress in drag to help him rob a bank. And never told the mom, and the mom seems like she'd be more fucking pissed and upset and cursing more than a Rob Zombie movie. And all that says, Leo Rossi goes, I wanted you to be with me, and then Corey Haim's like, you lied to me. How do I trust you, Pop? But then they get over that very quickly, because very soon after, Corey Haim gets put hostage by Cynthia Rothrock and her buck boy. And then Leo Rossi and Marsha are in a car, and they chase after it. That's where you get the finale. But that's pretty fucked up of Leo Rossi's character, and it makes it so I don't like Leo Rossi's character. He's a piece of shit. He kidnapped a kid when he was 4 years old, got him into a life of crime, and the movie thinks that's not too bad, other than, well, he lied to Corey. So that's the bad part? I mean, Marsha tries to give Leo Rossi a little bit of the riot at least a little bit. But, like, they try to do a little bit of it, but not nearly enough, and not nearly as harsh, and not nearly as hard-hitting as it should be. This is a pretty fucking serious thing. So that kind of just was a weird feeling when that comes out. I'm like, I just left a weird feeling. And then again, the film is, as a comedy, it's not tremendously funny. As an action film, other than a couple car chases at the beginning, the rappelling down off the bridge, and then the ending, that's really all the action you have. And for a film that, Fast Getaway, Corey Haim, he's on the cover. Some covers is just him on the cover. Like, it's just Corey Haim on the cover. He doesn't do really much of anything in the third act, and the fact of he's the guy who's held hostage. He's been dragged behind a pickup truck, but it's Leo Rossi and Marsha who do more, and who are the action heroes, and who save the day, so to speak, to defeat the villain, Cynthia Rothrock, and the guy. Like, they're the ones. Like, they're the ones actually doing the more... How do I put it? Like, in a way, Corey Haim is the damsel in distress waiting for his parents to save him. Usually if you have a star and he's the guy, the driving force. He's not really the driving force of the finale. It's Leo Rossi and Marsha. I don't know why I find that a bit weird. You figure it'd be the other way around. Like, Leo Rossi would be held hostage, and Corey Haim has to go get his dad, and he has to go save his dad from Cynthia Rothrock, and she's beating him up, and then he gets like a few lucky punches. You think it'd be the reverse, but it's not. So that was kind of a weird decision for a movie that stars Corey Haim. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I should, but So yeah, I don't think it was bad because it's a short film. It's only 80 some minutes long. I like the people involved. It might not be their best performances. Like Cynthia Rothrock barely has anything to do. Leo Rossi and Corey Haim are okay. I've seen them do better. I've seen Corey Haim do better in Silver Bullet, Watchers, The Lost Boys, License to Drive. I'd probably say I might have liked Demolition High with Corey Haim more than this. Like I say, it's okay, but it's nothing to run home about tremendously. It's just one of those okay films, but I would never see it again. Like, if you give star ratings of 5, this would be maybe 3, 2.5, 3. Maybe 2.5 because that weird Leo Rossi dad. I stole my kid when he was 4 years old because I wanted him to be with me, and I figured you didn't want to, since you want to be a big sinner, you didn't want a kid with you. And I turned him to a life of crime, and I even let him dress up as a girl. What the fuck? But I said, Corey Haim and Leo Rossi, it seemed like they liked working together. At least that's the vibe I got. And it moved at a fast enough pace. It wasn't boring. Spiro Rosatos does get, like I said, a couple of decent stunt sequences, and particularly the finale. Like, there's another bit where someone's driving the pickup truck. It crashes into something and it takes the whole top off. So the guy's driving with the top completely ripped off. And like I said, Corey Haim's character being dragged along the road while he's on this wire mesh thing. Again, not bad stunts. And overall, I've seen much worse. So it was okay. It was an okay film. Music. Like I said, the banjo music at times they played wasn't for me. Some of the songs, I mean, this was 91, but some of the songs have that feel of the 80s. They were fine. But like the song at the end credits, it was fine. I don't remember much about it, but I remember listening going, okay, not that bad. I've heard much worse songs. I've heard better, but I've heard much worse songs. I mean, it's no License to Drive, get out of my dreams, get into my car. Think of other Corey Haim stuff, but maybe I'm being lenient on it because I like Corey Haim. I miss the guy, and I had not seen the film before. I've heard of it, but I had not seen it. Maybe bits and pieces. So, like I said, I like the guy. I miss the guy. Never hated him, and I wish things had worked out better for him. I really, truly do. I really do wish that. It's too bad. So, whatever I say, a salute to Corey Haim. May you rest in peace. Was a fan. And I wish things had worked out better. I really do. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.